Today topic is the nervous tissue, and the nervous tissue is the third part of our tissue system, and you all know the first and second part, that is the epithelial tissue and the muscular tissue in our previous videos. Okay, then discuss the nervous tissues. The nervous tissues carries out of the special functions of carrying messages to stimuli within the body. The properties of irritability and conductivity are specially developed in the nervous tissue. Okay, then the impulses are conducted along the special cells neurons, which form a unit structures of the nervous tissues. Okay, the neurons are supported by a special type of connective tissues is called neuroglia. Each neuron consists of a nerve cells and its processes called as axons and dendrites. That's the structures of the neurons, and that is the nerve cells, and that is the dendrites. This is the nucleus, and that is the axon, and this part is the myelin cells, and that is the nodes of the Ranvier, and that is the neurilemma. Okay, that is the this is a non-myelated neurons, and that is a myelated neurons. After that we will discuss that, and then we will study the nerve cells. Okay, the nerve cells considerable vary in size and shape. They forms gray matter of the nervous system and are found at the periphery of the brain. Okay, in the center of the spinal cord, in groups called ganglia outside the brain and spinal cord, and as a single cell in walls of organs. Then the axons. These are the processes of nerve cells and form the white matter of the nervous system. They are found deep in the brain and at the periphery of the spinal cord. These are described as nervous or nerve fibers outside the brain and spinal cords. The axons consist of three parts, that is the axolemma, myelin, and the neurilemma. Okay, and now axolemma. It is the membrane of axons and contains exoplasm. Myelin. It is the sheath of fatty material which surrounded most axons and gives them white appearance. The myelin sheath is absent at intervals along the length of the axon and near of the branching ends. These intervals are called nodes of Ranvier, and they contribute to rapid transmissions of nerve impulses along the myelinated fibers. Okay, that is the myelin. Then the neurilemma. It is a very fine, delicate membrane surrounding the axons of all peripheral nerves. It consists of a series of squam cells which surround the axon and the myelin sheath. Dendrites. These are the processes or nerve cells which carry impulses towards nerve cells. These are shorter as compared to axons, and each neuron have many dendrites. Then types of neurons. Neurons are three types: sensory or afferent neurons, motor and efferent neurons, and intercalated neurons. Okay. Then the sensory and afferent neurons. These neurons are transmit impulses from the periphery of the body to spinal cord and then to the brain, where they are interpreted and sensed. Example: sense of taste, sight, and touch. It is the example of sensory and or afferent neurons. Okay. Then motor or efferent neurons. The motor or efferent neurons convey impulses from the brain and spinal cord to other parts of the body, stimulating glandular secretion or causing muscle contraction. It is the motor or efferent neurons. Okay. Then the intercalated neurons. These are found between sensory and motor neurons and form links in the pathways of nerves. Okay, then synapses. In the transmission of a nerve impulses, whether sensory or motor, more than one neuron is always involved. The point at which the nerve impulses passes from one to another is called synapse. Various chemicals known as transmitters are secreted in the synapse and are involved in the transmission of information across the synapse. Okay, then further see the structures of the neurons, and now you just see it is a non-myelinated neuron and it's a myelinated neurons, and you just see the myelinated neurons or non-myelinated neurons both have the dendrites and nerve cells and nucleus. Okay, and all the axon is present in both non-myelinated and myelinated neurons, and and also the neurolemma is present in both the non-myelinated neuron and myelinated neuron. Only the non-myelinated neurons have the myelin sheath and nodes of Ranvier. Okay, you just study the myelin, and that is the it is the myelin sheath and nodes of Ranvier. Okay, it's all about the nervous tissues.